Multiple offer situation. Hey, don't settle for a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval. Click on the blue button today for your rock-solid, guaranteed pre-approval. That's ACCUNET.com.
Visit GetRoto.net for all your sewer and drain cleanup needs.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Traffic is sponsored by Roto-Rooter, the sewer and drain experts you've trusted for over 85 years. Debbie Lozigan, the Johnson & Sons Paving Traffic Center. Keeping our eye on a nasty situation. Hey, Deb.
Hello. All right. Southbound on 41 is still closed at Watertown Plank Road because of some police activity. It is, as you can imagine, a bit of a nightmare. So if you can avoid that entire area, that would be your best bet. Northbound is just basically solid from Greenfield through the zoo all the way up past Watertown Plank. If you get on the freeway at Capitol Drive and go northbound, you're good to go. It is a good ride all the way through. So just keep that in mind. Right around the Watertown Plank Road area, do not go there. Southbound on 43, we still have this accident up on the board at Silver Spring on the right shoulder. It was blocking the right lane for a long time. We basically got on and off the brakes, riding them all the way from Ground Deer Road to about Hampton Avenue. Lets up a little bit to Capitol Drive, and then it starts to slow down all the way down through the Marquette and onto the high-rise bridge. Westbound 894 is also going to be backed up a bit from the Mitchell Interchange out past Loomis, but that's pretty much typical stuff. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Down to the low 50s tonight under cloudy skies. Expect a little rain tomorrow. Might see some sprinkles tonight as well. Up to 64 near the lake, close to 70 if you're inland. 59 degrees in Milwaukee at 3:49. Well, we haven't had them on since we had them on last. I know that's a very philosophical statement, very deep if you want to get into that. We're talking about our favorite Milwaukee chef, Adam Pollock, who put his cooking chops to work on the Super Chef Grudge Match on the Food Network. We had you on, Adam, right before the show.
Yeah.
You couldn't
right
tell
before.
us anything. Like
No.
what you were going to be cooking, if you knew the ingredients. All we knew was when the show was going to air.
Yeah.
And
You're
of
a good
course,
vault. You didn't
Back
give
in
us
February.
any hints.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I had a good test. Hell's Kitchen, I had to wait 2 years to tell, so now
oh, 2
it's easy
years.
to keep a secret.
So season 19 of Hell's Kitchen and now Super Chef Grudge Match and your steak and eggs.
Food Network, yeah.
Just
steak and
crushed
eggs. Yeah, against the Hell's Kitchen, fellow contestant too, which meant a lot.
That is cool stuff. The steak and eggs, right? Everybody would love to create that. Maybe that's a Mother's Day
Ooh,
brunch idea.
that is.
I've had a lot of people ask me, "Can you make that for me?" And I'm like, I don't know.
Just like drop it off or like put it in the front
right.
porch.
Or like do it as a special. I'm like, we don't do brunch
Yeah.
at our restaurant.
Egg and
That's
farms.
not it. But maybe one day.
All right, so what kind of meat do you need for a steak and eggs?
Steak and eggs, ribeye, New York strip, perfect. Some fat, not super crazy, but just your basic, ribeye. Like I said, that's what I used on the show. Super nice, and pan sear it, get it basted, get herbs, butter, all that good flavor. Let it rest, slice it. Good English muffin or good bread, toasted. Needs to withstand all the juices and hollandaise, all that stuff. And you got to poach an egg. That's the only thing. People are scared to poach the egg.
It's a
You
little
have to have a
nerve-wracking.
delicate touch for that.
Yeah.
Now, Adam, you're used to being the chef in the kitchen, having all the control right there behind the scenes.
Yep.
How does cooking in front of the cameras on Celebrity Grudge Match, where you've got the pressure and a direct competitor, how does that change your approach to cooking?
Sure. So for me, I didn't know how it was going to be when I did like the Hell's Kitchen thing because it's the first time. But once you do that, you're really you realize you're not even worried about any of that, especially when it's a one-on-one competition. It's like the clock's going. And to be honest, it's like the set is really quiet. It's just kind of like lame, honestly, than what you guys see on TV. So it's not like it's very stressful or people are like they make it seem like everyone's cheering the whole time. But really, it's pretty quiet and it's pretty you're focused on what you're doing. The camera, there's a guy on a boom, going around and it's chill. So you're really focused on what you're doing. So for me, I don't even think about the other stuff until the host, Darnell would come up and ask about the dish. And that's when you kind of got to snap out and be like, oh yeah, this is going to be on TV. I need to know what's going on. But really for me is keep the head down, make sure I'm cooking the stuff the right way, tasting things. It's just running through it in my head over and over, but you can't be prepared.
So I think the timing element would always throw me off. Like, yeah, I can cook something. Just give me enough time. But
3 hours, Greg?
I'd be nervous if I were on the clock, right?
Yeah.
That would make me a little nervous.
Yeah, and the most difficult thing for me is just the unknown. So you don't know what the theme was going to be. You didn't know the special ingredient that the competitor is going to bring. So you can't pre-plan, which is honestly good, because if you get too many plans or try to prepare in advance, you're going to get messed up when you're actually there. It's like having the speech ready and then you get on the podium and you just go blank.
Right.
You just don't say anything you wrote out. That's kind of how it is. So the timing is just thinking of techniques and things that I've known throughout just the career that I know I could cook fast or will be good enough or like taste good, and just like using tricks to make things better in a short amount of time. Good seasoning, citrus, acid, heat, like tons of different things that you can throw together to just brighten it up.
You got a target on your back now? Are they going to invite you back so other people can take
I don't
you
know.
on?
I did get reached out to see if I knew anyone that had a grudge that might want to be on that show. So maybe we'll
just
see.
find somebody,
It's
right?
Milwaukee. We're all too nice to each other. There's no grudges here. I think everyone helps each other out. So
Make it up.
yeah, all right.
Make it
you want to
up.
be on TV? Make up a grudge and let me know, and I'll send you in the right place.
Well, part of the other reason we have you in here, Adam, is because we're promoting National Travel and Tourism Week.
Yeah, which is a big week.
It's a huge week, and it's a great week. You got so many great things to do in Wisconsin and Milwaukee. And we know you've partnered with the Edelweiss to do some sort of like celebrity chef Edelweiss boat cruises.
Just chef. I used to work for them, so none of them on that in that company think I'm a celebrity. They knew me when I was just getting my first sous chef
enough.
job, so I'm back. But yes, we'll call it that. We're doing 2 this year. This summer, we're doing 1 in July, 1 in August. 4 courses on the Edelweiss boat. They do the longest time tour. It's 3 hours out on the lake. With 4 courses with wine pairings. I always bring in like another special guest that I don't have like on the menu or on the directory, but they just show up, and I have a really great crew. People from my restaurant, my managers, Tyler, my brother Alex, they come on. So it's like getting my staff involved as well, but super cool event. Like you start out, you go down the Milwaukee River, you board down by 3rd Street, go through the Milwaukee River, come out there under the home bridge, which is like the best shot you can get. You go literally right under it, out to the water. Courses are coming, food's coming, they have music. It's a really cool event, and I think super rare. It's not like every day you hear that you can go and do a multi-course dinner on a boat that's like, and everything's plated in front of you. There's a huge table in the back of the boat. It's really cool. It's a unique experience, I would say.
That's what I say. Is that's what people tend to look for, is a real experience. So not only going to
Definitely.
have some of the best food paired with wine and some of a leisurely view of the city from that river
and everyone
lake
has
experience.
a view. There's no bad view on that boat. There's actually a top deck as well that they can go up at any part of the dinner and actually get views or hang out, and there's another bar up there. So it's really fun. We had a really good response last year. We did 3 last year, and I know a lot of people have re-signed up, but we're trying to get new people.
The Adventures of Adam Pollock. It's just like following you around.
That's
man.
what it is. We're just trying to create experiences, though.
I love that, though. From galas to golf courses, man. Just your social media following is brilliant enough.
Well, thank you.
Will you wear a captain's hat instead of a chef's hat?
Oh, geez.
No. That's more of like a bachelor party style. I'm going to stick to the chef hat while I'm out there. But it is fun. If you just go I don't know if you were going to say, but right on Edelweiss website, you have to go to public cruises, and it's called Dinner with a View. I didn't come up with that, but that's it. Dinner with a View.
It's simple. It is what
right
it is.
Right to the point. Yeah, exactly.
Well, very cool. It's Adam Pollock joining us. He was on Hell's Kitchen season 19, the winner of Super Chef Grudge Match on the Food Network a few months back, and Milwaukee's favorite celebrity chef. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, guys.
You bet. Adam Pollock joining us. It's 3:56 on WTMJ. Get you back out on the roads in a couple of minutes with headlines next.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. A couple years ago, my knee was acting up. As an athlete, I've played through pain before, but it was getting to the point where I couldn't compete in the sports I loved. I decided to check out Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. It's the best decision I've made. I felt no pressure to have surgery. That was important to me. We had choices. I ultimately did choose to have a procedure. I was in and out in just hours and back in action shortly after. I recommend meeting their doctors. Visit orthowisconsin.com today.
Give future generations a connection to their past by securing cemetery property today. Now is always the best time to buy cemetery property because purchasing today is your best protection against rising prices and limited inventory. Whether you choose burial or cremation, we have options for every belief at any budget. Speak with us today about available financing and pricing options. We're Forest Hill Memorial Park. Find us at dignitymemorial.com.
3301 East Forest Hill Avenue, Oak Creek, Wisconsin, 53154.
Fredert and the Medical College break ground on a structure housing a multi-million-dollar proton therapy system for cancer patients. The facility is scheduled to open in 2025. Milwaukee's Midtown Center, on the site of the old Capitol Court on the northwest side, sells for $22 million. The buyer is an investor from Atlanta. State Fair adds a spot serving brandy Old Fashions and brandy Alexanders. Camp Bar opens a second location at the park called Old Fashioned Sipper Club. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. Would you like your employees to be better leaders, improved critical thinkers, and become more self-aware? LAK Group's coaching services can help. Their coaching has led to impressive, sustainable organizational change, and it's founded on the International Coaching Federation's core principles, aligning individual performance to the needs of your company. Find out how LAK Group's coaching can help you. Visit transformingcareers.com. LAK Group. Discover your human advantage.
If you're like me, you always like to add a little something new to the wardrobe. But when money's tight, it makes it harder. And that's why you shop at St. Vincent de Paul for a terrific selection of women's clothing at thrift store prices. Brand names, too, with a selection that's always up to date and looking great. You're going to find something cute at the right price, and you're going to love it. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
During these uncertain times, there are a lot of added stressors on your plate, but your financial plan doesn't have to be one of them. Outsource your stress to us. Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. For more than 30 years, we have been helping our clients build a financial portfolio that can weather the storm, and we'd like to help you too. Our team of fiduciary advisors will walk you through our streamlined retirement process, answer your retirement questions, and stress test your financial plan to ensure that you can stay on track to your financial goals. At Kowal Investment Group, we care about you and your vision for retirement. You can trust us to guide you every step of the way. If you're close to or already in retirement and have $750,000 or more in retirement assets, give our office a call today at 262-522-4040. That's 262-522-4040, or visit thekowalway.com to schedule your complimentary, no obligation retirement review.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Traffic sponsored by Weniger Compressor, the Midwest air compressor experts. Visit pressureisoff.biz. Weniger Compressor carries high-performance, top-of-the-line compressors. Many offer a lifetime warranty and 60-day return policy. Contact Weniger at pressureisoff.biz.
Don't worry, we have real kings of swing right here.
Swinging a drive to left and deep. Get up! Get out of here! Gone for Joey Weaver. That was contact there.
Our Brewers Royals coverage starts tonight with Brewers warm-up at 6. We are the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 4:01. I'm Greg Matzik in for John Mercure. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News for Friday, May 12th. Your top story is on the roads. Debbie Loziga's got a look at the situation in the Johnson & Sons Paving Traffic Center. Hey, Deb.
Yeah, hi. Just stay off of 41 altogether. It is solid because on the southbound side, it is closed at Watertown Plank Road. They haven't indicated that it is closed on the northbound side, but given the delays that go all the way back to National Avenue on the northbound bypass, I would imagine there's some closures going on that side too. So again, avoid 41 altogether this afternoon. Just use your alternate routes. 84th, 76th, even Highway 100 would be your best bet at this point. Southbound 43 is still pretty solid, heading down from Brown Deer Road all the way to an accident scene at Hampton Avenue, then back on the brakes from just south of Capitol Drive through the Marquette. The northbound side slow out of the Marquette as well, up to about Locust. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Isolated showers tonight. You'll be dodging raindrops with a low of 51. Saturday, isolated showers continue. Breezy with a high of 64, up to 70 away from the lake. It's currently 59 degrees in Milwaukee at 4:02. From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, a packed house at Hudson High School in northwestern Wisconsin this afternoon for the funeral of a fallen sheriff's deputy.
We got dealt a blow the other day.
St. Croix County Sheriff Scott Knutson reacting to the shooting death of Sheriff's Deputy Katie Lysine.
A heinous act by a horrible criminal.
Lysine was shot and killed by a drunk driver last weekend while trying to conduct a field sobriety test.
I asked Pastor Larry if I could call the guy a piece of shit. He said probably not.
The sheriff stating the public needs law enforcement.
But this is the good that's out there, and that's us. We are that line between the good and the evil.
Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
A 3-year-old girl in Kenosha rushed to the hospital this afternoon after being shot. Kenosha police say the toddler was injured when a gun that her 18-year-old brother was playing with went off. The shooting happened just before 11 o'clock this morning near 29th Avenue and 51st Street. The 18-year-old was taken into custody. We will have more on this developing story all afternoon here on WTMJ.
A jury in Idaho has found Lori Vallow-Dable guilty of killing her 7-year-old son and 16-year-old daughter. Details from CBS News reporter Christopher Cruz.
Jurors deliberated for about 4 hours yesterday and resumed this morning, finding Daybell guilty on all counts. CBS News legal analyst Jessica Levinson thinks the words of Daybell's older son may have had an impact on the jury.
He said, and we heard the jailhouse calls, where he said, basically, you killed my younger siblings. I can't believe you did this. I never would have believed it, but now I do.
Lori Daybell faces up to life in prison. She'll be sentenced in about 3 months. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
The HOP is getting into the life-saving business. The City of Milwaukee's Office of Violence Prevention partnering with the streetcar to put up suicide prevention resource signs on each car this summer. The signage will display resources for anyone who is living with thoughts of depression, self-harm, or suicide. If you are living with any of these thoughts, you can call the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988.
Cooler during a certain time of life.
The FDA approving the first once-a-day hormone treatment for menopause-related hot flashes. Veoza targets the brain's thermostat, holding hope for women who can't take hormone treatment because of underlying health concerns. The pill decreasing hot flashes in more than half of women studied. Side effects include headache, and a few patients had an increase in liver function tests, which went away after time or after they stopped taking the medication. Dave Packer, ABC News.
More American League flavor for the crew. Dom is at the ballpark with sports next.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 4:05.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Integrity. Your home's integrity depends on the roof, on the windows and doors, on the siding. When your home's integrity fails you, you need the people who won't. Siding Unlimited. The dad started a siding company, called it Siding Unlimited, brought up sons Eric and Aaron Brown to be trustworthy, to value their own integrity, and after college to take over the Siding Unlimited biz. The boys expanded Siding Unlimited beyond siding to windows and doors, roofs and decks, your home's integrity factors. Now you can buy those things from lots of people, but I wouldn't. I value the integrity of Eric, Aaron, and the talented American craftsmen that are the Siding Unlimited team. And I'm not just their spokesman. I'm a Siding Unlimited customer. Reliable, truthful, talented, and trustworthy. Winners of many industry awards and customer accolades. They are SidingUnlimited.com.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and executive producer of a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs from Wharton, MIT, and Stanford share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, 1-800-578-3535. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. No credit card required. Call right now. 1-800-578-3535. That's 1-800-578-3535. Again, 1-800-578-3535.
time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Here's Dominic Catronio.
Last words in the world of playoff sports. Game 7.
The 76ers and the Celtics will be going the distance after the Celtics leveled the series 95-86 on Thursday. Marcus Smart just making sure you can force Game 7.
It's a true dogfight. Scratching, clawing, biting, blood, everything. And if you're not willing to pretty much get dirty, if you're not willing to bleed, if you're not willing to break something, if you're not willing to tear something, going hard, then you shouldn't be on that court, because that's what it is. That's what the playoffs about. Hopefully you stay safe, but that's the mentality you got to go. You got to be able to risk it all for these games, and that's the mentality we got to have.
Game 7
will be on Sunday. Brewers and Royals getting ready to go at 7:10 tonight, the first of a three-game set. Corbin Burns will get the ball for the Crew, while the Royals are going with the opener route. It will start with left-hander Josh Taylor. The Packers' 2023 schedule is official. Week 1 will be down I-94 at Soldier Field for a new era of Packers and Bears. Sunday, September 10th. The first game at Lambeau Field will be Week 3, September 24th against the Saints. The entire schedule can be found on our website at WTMJ.com. A couple other highlights include a Thanksgiving Day matchup in Detroit, a couple of Sunday Night Football, and a couple on Monday Night Football.
And obviously, we're going to have this coming up a little bit later on in the show, y'all, but talking about the schedule release, it's kind of an off-season holiday for NFL fans, and this has become a massive social media phenomenon. Social media teams trying to one-up each other. But yet I think the simplest one of them all, the Tennessee Titans video, was the best one of the batch this year. I don't know what y'all thought.
I agree with you on that, Dom. We're going to have some of that coming up at 5:16. The Titans, the Jaguars, and the Packers. Those were three that sort of stood out to me for various reasons. So if you haven't seen this, it's just crushing social media right now, and it's hilarious. So we'll walk you through that coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Dom's at the ballpark with sports the rest of the afternoon. Mark Cass is in studio. We'll talk to him about some development projects coming up at about 4:15. It's 4:09 on WTMJ.
Trust the auto experts at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. You know us for tires and batteries, trust and care, offering unbeatable deals on name brand automotive supplies and service. Like 20% off select floor mats, seat covers, and steering wheel covers. Rewards members buy any two, get a steering wheel cover free. 5-quart jugs of Valvoline synthetic motor oil, just $22.99 after $10 mail-in rebate. And McGuire's car wash, wax, or interior protectant spray is just $9.99.
Would you trust a part-time dentist? Then why would you trust a part-time fiduciary? Some financial professionals say they're a fiduciary, and they are, part-time. The other portion of the time they're interacting with you, they might be serving other interests. Do yourself a favor. Ask your financial professional if they're a fiduciary all the time. Annex Wealth Management is. Drill down into your finances with the full-time fiduciary team at Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Staples stores provide innovative products and services for small business, remote workers and learners, even teachers and parents. Explore more at your local Staples store.
Grandview Homes will buy your home as is today. It doesn't matter what condition it's in. We'll give you a fair cash offer in 48 hours, and you have nothing to lose to try us out. With Grandview, you don't need to fix your home to sell it. Call or visit grandviewhomes.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air. Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here's Greg Matzek.
In for John Mercure today. He'll be back on Monday. Sandy Max is back in the news chair. Mike Spalding's in the newsroom doing I'm not sure what. Adam Roberts producing the program. Debbie Lozga's got to look at the roads, and I am freaked out by the story in my hand. This is like a Hitchcock movie. I don't like birds. Birds are shifty. I don't trust birds. Geese are mean. Ducks, I think, have a mean streak in them, even though they look cute. Birds, it just kind of makes my hair stand up on the back of my neck, which I now have, by the way, because I'm growing my hair out.
That's true.
I thought this was a typo. Over 30 million birds will land in Wisconsin beginning today.
They've already started.
30 million?
It's this high level migration. 30 million birds expected in this wave that started yesterday. And I found this amazing website called birdcast.info because I was like, how does this happen? Because I want to ask Brian Disnansky, can you just see this flock of birds on the radar? Because sometimes that stuff picks up. But it turns out it's not all 30 million at once. But here's your statistic from last night. While you were sleeping, almost 2 million birds crossed Milwaukee County last night.
Yeah, I don't like that.
1.9 million. But they're not like vultures. They're orioles, magnolia warblers.
A what?
Some warblers, some common yellowthroats.
What's a ruby-throated hummingbird?
I would like that. That's going to zip right along.
Flycatchers? What's a flycatcher?
I'm not a birder, I can't. But I know some that, like a wren, those things. But
this whole thing makes me nervous.
Oh, I think it's funny. Does this make you feel better?
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird.
No, now that's going to be in my head until 9 o'clock tonight. I have no chance of sleeping, right?
Well, at least you don't have to sing this 30 million times. But yeah, it's fascinating that they're all flying over.
So a bird expert at the University of Wisconsin, his name is Professor Stanley Temple, said most of the birds that will get to Wisconsin are coming from Missouri or Arkansas. And they started flying up Thursday afternoon. They probably had a late lunch, little happy hour, whatever it was, and then flew. Now, other groups of birds will be coming more from Central and South America to Wisconsin. These are the orioles, the ruby-throated hummingbirds, whatever that is, a warbler, and different types of fly catchers.
Does your bird expert say, like, how long this 30 million bird migration is going to be?
How do they know where to go? Like, how do they know that it's, we don't stop in Illinois. No, we go right to Wisconsin. Do they have to pay tolls? Like, I have so many questions here. But how do they know geographically where to land? Isn't it more based on temperature? This is so confusing.
It's interesting. I'm glad they're flying overnight because, sometimes when you're flying in a plane, a bird or two can cause an issue in an engine.
We don't want that.
No, so that's why I'm glad this is happening nocturnally.
Yes, birdcasting. Good Lord. I mean, it's like a top-grossing hit on the Billboard charts, too.
I'm trying to make you feel better and less afraid of the 30 million birds.
That's really going the wrong direction here. The final headline here in this little story I have, how can you prepare for the influx of birds? It says, large migrations tend to leave birds very vulnerable as they are often tired and disoriented with their new surroundings. Some ways you can help protect the birds are by keeping cats in the house and turning off the lights. How else do you want to prepare? Move out of the state. Like, don't allow this to happen on your watch. This is insanity.
I was simply going to say tarp your car.
Tarp your car is also a very good idea. If you hear some knocking at your patio door tomorrow or tonight, perhaps it's a disoriented bird trying to fly its way into your house. 4:14 on WTMJ. It freaks me out.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely baseball season. This is your place to catch every pitch.
Here it is. He struck him out swinging.
Home run.
Going back onto the track. It is gone. Mike Brasso goes deep.
And everything in between.
I want to find that tape. We got to find that tape. We'd be better off listening to adhesive tape.
We are the home of the Brewers on WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My wife Michelle and I are taking an incredible holiday trip with Colette Vacations later this year to New York City.
One night in New York.
Start spreading the news. Magical New York City, all decked out for the holidays. The first week in December, an amazing itinerary. Trip highlights include a Rockettes holiday show at historic Radio City Music Hall, the world-famous Rockefeller Christmas tree. We'll walk to dinner and a show on Broadway, take a river cruise of New York Harbor and the Statue of Liberty, and stunning Central Park. It's New York, holiday trip, us and listeners. Won't you please come with us? Going to be incredible, an awesome hotel right in the heart of Times Square. Let me send you one of our beautiful brochures. Send me an email, john.mercure@WTMJ.com, john.mercure@WTMJ.com. Festive and fun, great itinerary. John.Mercure, MERCURE @WTMJ.com.
In New York.
Won't you come with us this December? I'd like for you to wake up with us in the city that never sleeps.
From big tailgate parties to cozy dinners for two, the freshest ideas start with a stop at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 24-pack 0.5-liter bottles, essential everyday purified drinking water, 2 for $6, limit 4. 12-pack 8-ounce bottles or 6-pack 16.9-ounce bottles, Splash Blast flavored water, 2 for $6. 18 to 80-count box, hefty trash or tall kitchen bag, $7.99. 46 to 48-ounce carton, Blue Bunny ice cream or frozen yogurt, $3.99.
Hey, why'd you throw my glass across the room?
I have to keep practicing.
The vase from Aunt Sophie?
I'm warming up in case I get to take them out at American Family Field. Read this.
Win the ultimate baseball fan experience at Century Foods?
You either get to throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field during batting practice. My new TV!
Just doing a little batting practice of my own.
The ultimate baseball fan experience from Century Foods. Return the entry form found in the weekly ad to any Century by July 26th.
417 on WTMJ. Debbie Lozica's in the Johnson & Sons Paving Traffic Center. How are things, Deb?
It's a nightmare right now. Reports of shots fired 41 southbound at Watertown Plank Road, which means you'll be diverted off at Swan Boulevard. It is a solid ride. We're looking at over an hour and 17 minutes worth of, that's the ride. And I'm not going to do the math on how much more that is. Avoid 41 altogether. That's on the southbound side where all lanes are blocked. The northbound side, it feels like all the lanes are blocked because you're just not moving from basically right out of the zoo interchange all the way up past that point. And all of our alternate routes are really backed up. We've got Highway 100 backed up. We've got Appleton Avenue backed up. Fond du Lac Avenue's even got some areas that are backed up. So you want to be careful there. Southbound 43 still heavy from Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive, all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Northbound side flowing out of the Marquette up to about Locust. And don't forget, while you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you happen to see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line. It's 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lozica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
Might be dodging some raindrops tonight, a low of about 51, going to be 63 tomorrow near the lake. Might push towards 70 inland. Again, you'll be dodging raindrops a little bit. 60 degrees in Milwaukee at 419. He is the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. Not sure if he likes birds, but he's happily joined us here in the studio on a Friday.
I got to tell you, Greg, on the way over here, I got stopped by several times. Like it was a robin, maybe it was an oriole, who kept chanting your name.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was.
Well,
they kept saying Greg, Greg, Greg. So is there something I should know? Should I be a little nervous?
So tell me birds aren't the issue why we're having all these problems on 41 South, right? It's all because of the birds, right?
The birds, yeah.
Isn't this all related?
Somehow it's all related to birds. I think you got a little thing going on there. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the air.
People are stopping to look up and see if they can see the 30 million birds.
It's not all at once, is it? That's what I want to know. It's not all 30 million at once?
Might as well be.
Last night it was almost 2 million overnight through Milwaukee County.
What if it's only 300,000? Like, tell me that's not going to freak you out up there.
Are they all flying or are they walking? Because ostriches can't fly.
That's a good point. All right.
Ostriches.
You've baited me into this now.
I have.
Come on, let's hear the story. I came all the way over here to hear the story.
My wife was attacked by an ostrich once.
And that's a great lead right there.
It was the absolute funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, wow. Okay. So she doesn't think so.
There's a place. No, she does not. There's a place in West Bend called the Shalom Wildlife Zoo or something like that. And you can walk around and feed deer, and it's really cool. And the girls absolutely love going there. And my wife loves animals. I love animals. There's wolves and caribou, but not birds. So at the time, my daughter Kendall was, I think, maybe 8 months old, 9 months old. Maybe a little older than that. I had her like a little carry thing, like you'd wear hiking.
Yeah, sure.
So she's on my back and sort of above my head. And I got a little closer to the ostrich cage, and Emily walked over. She's like, whoa, you got to be careful, because the hole in the fence was big enough for the ostrich to stick its neck through. And they've got long necks, Mark.
I'll trust you on that.
I wandered over toward the fence, and I heeded Emily's advice, and I backed up. But as Emily stepped in between me and the ostrich stuck his head through the fence, grabbed Emily's sunglasses, and ripped them off her face.
Oh.
And I passed out from laughing. I mean, I was done.
You know, that's not a good husband. You should have been in front of her.
I asked if she was okay first, and then started laughing.
Well, no, okay. That was a step in the right direction, but still, why didn't you help her out? Get nothing?
Tears in my eyes. I couldn't even see her at a point.
You didn't knock her out of the way and maybe kind of take the bullet. You didn't. He didn't take the bullet.
Were the sunglasses returned?
They were damaged slightly.
Wow.
She was frightened a little bit. Ultimately, she understood why I was laughing, because she can appreciate the humor involved in that. But she was playing Mama Bear, and the ostrich is like, hey, man.
Back off.
Get out of here. I'm making a friend. And you're not it.
Wow.
It was absolutely hysterical.
So you really have something going on there. It's a phobia, I can tell.
It is.
Yeah.
No, I think it is. Natural segue into Brookfield development plans.
Okay, I want to see how you work this one.
Birds
and Brookfield, it's pretty much the same thing.
You guys have had a lot of stories this week on different development projects.
Yep.
There's things happening in Kenosha that we've talked about. But one of the big changes, and I think it's noticeable as we drive into work, is in the the Iron District.
Yeah.
So the old Ramada Hotel, it's all knocked
amazing?
down.
It's great to see.
So what is this now going to become? Because there's been some changes in the plans. It's about Michigan and 6th downtown.
Right. Basically, that whole area. Think about that area kind of as you hop off the freeway or as you enter really from the south. So it's a area that's been, I'm going to call it ugly for a long time. It really has been.
I mean, I remember when Butch McGuire's, wasn't that the steakhouse that was there? And that was demolished.
Yeah, but think of that hotel,
ago.
and you're thinking, who's staying in that hotel?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of thing. So, I mean, it's down. They're really clearing it. So they're going to start apartments first. And that's also where they're going to build the stadium for the soccer stadium. Should start sometime this year. And then the thought was it was going to be another of the music venues. But now, because of kind of what's going on right here in the city, because you have another one that's being built up the street here, they're looking more at event space to go with the hotel. But, of course, they will have music venue there. I mean, if it works for them, if they get a concert, they'll still do it. So it's, kind of some changes, not surprisingly. As these things happen, as it's gotten a lot more expensive, because think about a year ago, kind of think about what some of the interest rates were at that time compared to now.
Yeah.
It's just more expensive now. So, I mean, this is a less expensive thing to do, easier to do, a little more flexible for them. I think it's good for the city. I just want that thing to happen. It's just been years and years of. You probably remember, Greg, what was going to go there when it was with the university. They were going to do an athletic thing there. Remember that with the Bucks and Aurora? It was going to be like 180. Just a huge project, and it is nothing. So, I mean, to me, it's a very important site in the city because it's as you enter the downtown.
For this Iron District development, what is the estimated time for it to be finished?
Yeah, you're talking about a year or two to get the construction done. I know they're starting to talk about actually playing in the stadium in 25. So we could see some soccer go there, which I think is great. There's just so much interest in soccer throughout the region, and to not have a team here, outdoor team. We obviously have an indoor team with the Wave, which has been very successful. But to have an outdoor team and all the interest in the community, I think it's going to be great for the city.
In Brookfield, officials had an 11-3 vote rejecting plans for a multi-million-dollar Capitol Drive apartment building. Yep. So this is the Wheel and Sprocket area,
site,
Capitol Drive and Lilly in Brookfield, where 4 stories is a high-rise, right?
Well, because
in
it's
that
Brookfield,
area,
it's high-rise, yes, that's true.
So some of the neighbors were like, I don't want that to be in my backyard. Viewing space.
Traffic issues.
There's some traffic issues.
Yep.
Also, there's some thought that the land is just not in great shape, that it's contaminated land. But this is still a project that got to the point of an 11-3 vote. Right. So why all of a sudden the backlash and the reversal?
Well, this happens throughout the region. There's a lot of this kind of happens where the people don't like things to happen with them. I mean, whether it's out in Franklin, whether it's in Hartford, whether it's in West Bend, they all think I live in the country and I don't want things around me. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of really kind of traffic issues. Everybody wants kind of no traffic. But then, of course, when you get higher taxes, you say kind of, why are my taxes so high? Because I need more development. So this, this one will hopefully work out in the long run. It's a good project. Obviously with Wheel and Sprocket involved. But, these things are not easy. I mean, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like I say, when you want to get these things done, it takes a long time. And you got to work through all these issues with the neighbors because the neighbors have a lot of power.
And is it the 4 stories? Like, this seems to be the deal breaker in this development?
Well, I think it's a couple things. One is because there's not much there now, and you're adding a lot, which impacts everybody in the area, right? With all the traffic, and then with other things. And 2, it's again, I mean, if I live out there, I think I live in the country. I maybe don't want a high rise. It's not a high rise, let's be honest. But I don't want something of that size in my neighborhood. I just don't want it. So, but obviously it impacts the city, and it's good for the city because you got to add that stuff to offset some of the costs. So, I mean, I've seen this throughout the region over the years. I've seen it again in Oak Creek, Franklin, Hartford stuff. It'll work out over time, hopefully. But if not, for those people that are in Brookfield, you're going to pay higher taxes.
Wheel and Sprocket is a great local business.
A wonderful local business.
And that building needs a facement. It just
There's
does.
no doubt about it.
The parking lot's a mess.
Yep.
It's kind of an eyesore.
And it's kind of hard for these businesses because when they, when they're doing this, I mean, it costs them money to do the plans, to do the engineering, to do all this, and then to have these issues just really kind of expands their costs. And that's why you see them kind of looking around and going to, okay, I'm going to go to Oak Creek because it's easier in Oak Creek. Things get approved in Oak Creek. I'm going to go to Glendale because things tend to happen quicker in Glendale. Some of these communities have images where it's just harder to do, and some of these firms are just going to say, I'm not going to go there.
Very interesting stuff. He is a friend of the feather. He is the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee
Friend of the
Business
feather.
Journal. Yes.
You know, I'm going to go out and see how many birds are outside. I'm going to go count.
If you put your arm out, they
Yep.
would land on your arm. That's how kind you are to the
30
animals.
million birds. I'm going to count. Let me see how many I get.
One is going to land on you at
I'm
least.
going to send them your way. Which way are you going home tonight, Greg?
Yep, that's right. He is Mark Cass. Thank you for coming in, Mark. Have a great weekend.
Always good to be here, guys.
You bet. 427 on WTMJ. Market Moment in a moment. Spring is here. That means all sorts of great things happening in the city of Milwaukee. And what better place to focus on than all the promotions and fun stuff happening at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. The month of May is outstanding. So is Stephanie Saudinger joining us on the line. Hello, Stephanie.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing great. Getting prepared for Mother's Day, trying to get organized. And I know that Potawatomi Casino Hotel has some great ideas and plans for Mom.
On the casino floor, there is a kiosk game on Sunday, May 14th. So if Mom is a Fire Club Keepers member, she can play with her reward card to win up to $1,000 in reward play. And we also have some great dining options for Mom. Canal Street Cafe from 8 to 4 has a seasonal buffet with omelets prepared by our chefs. And then at Dream Dance Steakhouse, we also have a special dining experience prepared with prime-grade steaks, fresh seafood, and house-made desserts.
What else is happening in the month of May that fans can take advantage of?
The Bird Bash Game Show. So that's for the month of May. You can win up to $50,000 in cash by playing with your Firekeepers Club card. That's going now through May 25th to receive entries. And then on Thursday nights, we will draw the winners for that one. There's also a popular gift card promotion going on Wednesdays. You can win up to $500 and use anywhere prepaid gift cards by playing with your Firekeepers Club card to earn entries.
And Stephanie, I know people are always interested about the sports book and the latest on the development. Where do we stand with the sports book?
Sportsbook is going great. There are kiosks available on the Skywalk and on the northwest end of the casino floor, and we actually have even more kiosks on the way to make placing those bets easy. And there's even a link on there where you can build your bet ahead of time and then just bring that with you to see if you've won when you arrive on site.
Well, the venue is expanding, and that means you must be hiring as well, right?
Yep, hiring across multiple departments. We'd love to have you join the team. Full and part-time positions are available at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. All the details are available on careers.paysbig.com.
Stephanie, thanks so much. We'll check in again soon.
Hey, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Greg. Hey, here's a market update for you, presented by Annex Wealth Management. For a deeper dive on the markets, listen to the Annex Wealth Management SWAT podcast. Get it wherever you find your favorite podcast. Kind of a neutral day here. The Dow down just barely 0.03% to close at 33,362. The NASDAQ is down 0.35% to close at 12,284.74. S&P 500 down just a shade to close at 41,24.08. It's 429 on WTMJ.
May is here, and as a Wisconsinite, you know that marks the start of sun, warmth, and joy. So when the rubber meets the road, you better be ready for the changing weather and the adventures that may lie ahead. This is Jim Griffin. Don't worry whether you are a new or existing customer on the north, west, or south side of town. You are as welcome as the flowers in May. We have you covered with the marvelous service specials. We'll change your oil, inspect and rotate your tires, check the battery and air filter, give it a complete multi-point inspection, check your AC or your heat, and even change your wiper blades, all for $129.95. During the month of May, don't let your vehicle's safety and changing weather compromise your adventures. Be ready for the roads. As much confidence and peace of mind as possible when you take advantage of the marvelous service specials good at all 5 Griffin dealerships.
Traffic is sponsored by Trees on the Move. From planning to planting, it's Trees on the Move. We all look forward to outdoor living in Wisconsin. From planning to planting and everything in between, now is the perfect time to let Trees on the Move beautify your landscape.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:31. I'm Greg Matzik in for John Mercure. This is Wisconsin's afternoon news. Your top story is on the roads. Let's send it to Debbie Lozica in the Johnston & Sons Paving Traffic Center. Hey, Deb.
Hey there, Greg. It is a nightmare on 41. As a matter of fact, avoid it if you can altogether. Just save you a bit of aggravation. The freeway on the southbound side is closed at Watertown Plank Road for shots fired, reports of shots fired there. And they're diverting everybody off at Swan Boulevard at this point. But your better bet would be to get off the freeway earlier than that. The northbound side, everybody's slowing down. Take a look at what's going on. So we got some massive delays coming up from National Avenue all the way up through the zoo interchange to that point. So again, avoid it at all costs pretty much. And then we've also got some backups along southbound 43, pretty steady ones too, from Good Hope Road all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. It'll stay heavy on 4394 all the way down to the KK River. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Isolated showers tonight with a low of 51. Saturday isolated showers continue. Breezy, high of 64 near the lake, 73 inland, 60 degrees in Milwaukee at 432.
When it comes to the rules of the road, we simply want folks to obey the law, to do what's right.
If Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson's pleas aren't enough, perhaps his pen is. Johnson signing a new city ordinance making it easier for police to tow vehicles of repeat reckless drivers. TMJ4's Ben Jordan explains.
This is all able to happen because a new state law went into effect last month. It allows municipalities across the state to pass ordinances to tow vehicles if someone is pulled over for a reckless driving offense and the officer finds the driver has at least one unpaid reckless driving ticket within the past 4 years. In order for the driver to get their car back, they have to pay their traffic fines, the tow and impound fee within 90 days. Otherwise, their car is repossessed by the city.
The funeral for St. Croix County Deputy Katie Leising was held this afternoon. A family friend was among the first to speak at the event, held at Hudson High School.
She was a doer. If anything needed to be done, she was there. Well, with the exception of cooking and doing the dishes at home. She will be remembered as small and feisty.
Governor Evers ordered all flags to be flown at half-staff throughout the day. Authorities say a man accused of driving drunk shot Leising last week while she tried to administer field sobriety tests. She was 29.
The UW system will no longer ask job applicants to sign statements about their commitment to diversity, equality, and inclusion efforts on campuses. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel says the move was made in an effort to depoliticize the hiring process. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos calls the change a step forward that addresses the blatant discrimination on UW campuses. Some are opposed to the change. They point out this comes just a week after a social media video showed a UW student spewing racist slurs.
The mother accused of killing her 2 children and her husband's wife in Idaho as part of a doomsday or apocalyptic religious beliefs has been convicted by a jury of 12.
All right, please. Wearing all black and showing no emotion, stone-faced Lori Vallow Daybell stood as the verdicts were read.
First-degree murder of Kylie Ryan. Answer, guilty.
Guilty on all counts of murder, conspiracy, and theft for carrying out the murders, allegedly with her husband, Chad Daybell, to collect life insurance and Social Security money. The jurors were thanked for their service. Vallow Daybell will be in jail until her sentencing, likely in a few months. Under a court order, she will not get the death penalty. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Well, the Brewers' best takes the mound tonight. Dom Cutronio's at the ballpark with sports coming up next.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:35.
St. Vincent de Paul Milwaukee seeks a hands-on facility manager to maintain our thrift store and meal program buildings, grounds, and equipment. In this full-time position with benefits, you'll oversee all facility contracted services and perform light maintenance and repairs to buildings and equipment. Technical training in basic electricity, plumbing, carpentry, and/or mechanical is required, and a degree is a plus. Go to svdpmilw.org to learn more and apply. Good luck.
You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
Need a new bank for your small business? How about an old one? Now through June 30th, you can earn up to a $500 cash bonus when you open a free or basic business checking account with Old National. So think big when it comes to your small business and choose a bank where relationships and results matter. Visit a local branch or apply at oldnational.com/success today. Complete qualifying activities within 60 days of account opening. $50 minimum initial deposit required. Account must remain open 120 days. Member FDIC. Old National Bank. Get old.
With so much confusion in our world, I trust Catholic schools because they partner with us parents, and what they're teaching is in line with our values. Every day starts with prayer, and the focus on faith is shaping their character and helping prepare my kids for life, giving them the conviction to do what's right. My kids are getting a great education at Catholic schools, and I encourage your family to join us.
Catholic schools. Be a part of something greater. Find a Catholic school near you at archmill.org/greater.
Outdoor living here is great, but it's best when it's at your own home. And there's a company called Outdoor Living Unlimited that will build you a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, all manner of things to enhance outdoor living at your place, even an outdoor kitchen. Contact Outdoor Living Unlimited and get creative about your yard. Your wishes, your ideas. Outdoor Living Unlimited's knowledge and expertise. Roll those dreams into reality. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com. That's OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Here's Dominic Catronio.
The NBA playoffs in full swing, and last night the Denver Nuggets made a statement against the Phoenix Suns, closing the series in 6 games.
Outlet pass over to Murray for 3. Yes! 67-45. 22-point lead for Denver in the first half. 4 minutes to go.
The call on the Altitude Radio Network, it was never even that close, as the Nuggets won 125-100. They will await the winner of tonight's Warriors-Lakers. That's a Game 6, with L.A. on the verge of clinching that series. Over in the East, the Heat are on the hunt tonight to close the Knicks out in Miami. That game will tip at 6:30. Miami looking to be back in the conference finals for the first time since the bubble year, where they also eliminated the number 1 seeded Milwaukee Bucks. It's never too early to plan for football season. We've got you covered on WTMJ.com. The Packers open the season at Soldier Field on September 10th. Their first home game will be on September 24th against the Saints. The entire schedule is available on our website, again, WTMJ.com. The Brewers starting a 3-game homestand tonight at 7:10 with the Kansas City Royals. You can hear Bob Uecker and Lane Grindle right here starting at 6:35. But Greg's got you covered with Brewers warm-up starting at 6. Wade Miley trying to help you out, Greg, calming the masses that there is still time to get hot.
You go through ups and downs, like you said. It's just sticking with it, trying not to get too down. Understand we play 162 for a reason. So we're going to get hot again, and it's going to be fun again. So we just need to relax. I always tell people we're going to win 50 and lose 50. It's the other 62 that kick in.
And also good news, Corbin Burns is on the mound tonight. Certainly due for another good start for him. And also it's Brew Crew City Connect night. So the Baby Blues are out here at American Family Field.
Good stuff, Dom. We'll check in again at 5:05. It's 4:39 on WTMJ. The Week in Review is coming up next.
Breakthroughs aren't just for medical journals. They're to help people hold their grandbabies for the first time. Expertise isn't just for awards or recognition. It can be what gives people the best chance to walk again. At the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, people are the driving force behind everything we do. So we never lose sight of what's important. And we never forget who it's for. Because in the end, we're people helping people. That means every breakthrough, every clinical study, every interaction is to help people like you, your family, and your neighbors be the best they can be. We do everything humanly possible because we see everything humanly possible in you. To find out how compassion motivates world-class care, visit Froedtert.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
What a week, huh?
What a week, eh?
What a week.
Let's rap for a second.
Bringing home some hardware, a crazy little thing called Jordan Love, a crisis at the nation's southern border, and more. It's all part of the Week in Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
News operation of the year, large market radio, news and talk, goes to WTMJ AM.
Can't tell you how awesome it is to see so much great audio being told, storytelling. Audio is my thing. You TV people are okay, but the audio stuff is pretty remarkable.
Station of the year, large market radio, news and talk, goes to WTMJ AM.
On behalf of the station and Good Karma Brands, I just want to say thank you to everyone for their hard work. And I guess we'll go to the bar too after this.
Bar joke.
Yeah, bar joke. We'll see the bartender after this as well.
Tragedy in northwest Wisconsin. A sheriff's deputy in St. Croix County shot and killed over the weekend.
The Wisconsin Department of Justice says Deputy Katie Leising was responding to a call of a suspected drunk driver in a ditch Saturday evening in the township of Glenwood.
Saturday night when I got the call, it was the worst call any law enforcement professional or a family member wants to get.
We've seen a serious willingness to resist officers and assault officers in particular.
Wisconsin is facing a major staffing shortage in law enforcement, with the fewest officers employed since 2008.
They're just trying to do their job. They just want to get through their shift, do the best possible work they can, and then go home to their families at the end of that shift.
A Janesville High School coach is in jail after a recording device was found inside a girls' locker room.
He admitted he placed this GoPro, told us it's been going on for 2 years, and that by his estimation, 18 other persons were victims.
A jury in New York has found former President Donald Trump liable for battery and defamation in the E. Jean Carroll case.
Having prepared hundreds of witnesses for depositions and having watched Donald Trump for a while, I think he's probably the least coachable person on the planet.
Jordan Love.
I say all the time, control what I can control, and all I can control at that situation is how I approach every day, how I learn, how I grow, and how I get myself ready if my name's called.
It's my quarterback. Is Dexter Jetster a Star Wars character, or is Dexter Jetster a Major League ball player?
I say ball player.
I'm going Star Wars.
The correct answer is yes, Star Wars.
I should think that you Jedi would have more respect for the difference between knowledge and wisdom.
I am pleased to report that with no settlement paid, Brett is withdrawing his suit against me.
Thank God for that!
The 8-year-old boy from Hurley, Wisconsin, who spent 2 days alone in the woods in the Upper Peninsula, is now sharing and talking about his ordeal.
A massive search kicking off for Nancy, who ate snow, covered himself with leaves, and tried to stay positive.
I heard people yelling my name, and I saw a lime green thing hanging, and then I saw somebody.
Rescuers finding him in good health.
Good job, guys. The Trump-era policy known as Title 42, which prevents asylum seekers from coming into the U.S. due to COVID restrictions, ends on Thursday.
President Biden last night was blunt, saying the problems at the border are about to get worse.
It's going to be chaotic for a while.
Everyone seems to agree, Republicans, Democrats, the president, that Congress needs to pass some kind of reform to fix the laws, and so far Congress has refused to do it.
At the moment that the pandemic-era Title 42 expired in Matamoros, Mexico, groups of migrants attempted to cross into Brownsville, Texas, through a barbed wire barrier.
U.S. Border Patrol Chief Raul Ortiz confirming already there are 26,000 people in custody.
And now, time for the 5Q.
Hey, Mom! The meatloaf!
All right, what about a boy name? What would your name have been?
I'm thinking, for some reason, Kenny jumps up.
Kenny, survey says.
Probably Kenny, because my husband loved Kenny Boyer from the Cardinals.
Yeah,
Kenny
so
Boyer from the
He looked up
Cardinals.
to
Go
him.
figure. Dad.
What a week, eh? What a week.
Good job, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
That is the Weekend Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. That was Debbie's mom. She's so sweet.
Adorable. I want to call Debbie Kenny now. Don't you?
We can. We can. Why
Kenny
not?
Boyer,
That's a great little
man.
nickname.
Love it. Your mom is a sweetheart. I heard you this morning on Wisconsin's Morning News with your
I'll keep her.
How well do you know your mom? That is something worth going to WTMJ.com and checking out the podcast. That was really fun to get to know you and your mom, Vince and his mom, and Eric and his mom. It was really a lot of fun.
Yeah, blast.
Good stuff. We'll get back to Debbie and the roads coming up in just a minute. It's 4:45. In case you missed it, coming up in just a few.
Every hour.
We are following some breaking news this morning. Congressman George Santos is now in custody.
Every day.
St. Croix County Sheriff's Department grieving the loss of one of its deputies, Katie Lysing.
The news doesn't stop.
Governor Tony Evers has ordered flags to be flown at half-staff in Leasing's honor.
And neither do we.
As I saw all those people on the highways and on the bridges honoring us and honoring Katie, I was humbled, but I knew our profession is strong and it's going to remain strong.
News Radio WTMJ.
Hey, John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. When it comes to your investment and retirement planning, a simple checklist might help. Is your financial advisor a full-time fiduciary, not part-time, where they pivot to an insurance salesperson pushing a commission product? How are they at tax and estate planning? Can they help make sure your legacy plan follows your wishes? There is a significant difference between financial advisors. That's why Annex Wealth Management urges you to know the difference. Annex is local, independent, and part of the community, and that matters to me. Their investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning teams are based right here in Southeast Wisconsin. I have used all of them. They're the teams I trust. So move forward with Annex. They've got branches in Elm Grove, Mequon, Lake Country, downtown inside the Pfister, Appleton, Madison, Northern Illinois, and Florida, or as close as your computer. Visit AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button today. I did that years ago. Schedule your own appointment today. That's Annex Wealth Management, a fiduciary, locally owned and operated. The teams I trust are at Annex Wealth Management.
Hello, home shoppers, from Tom Hignite. It's Mother's Day weekend, supposedly a wet one. But for whatever reason, Mom's Day has always been a great one for open houses. And we have a special one that is well worth the drive to Hartford, Wisconsin, because you can see not only our rave-reviewed Tomorrow Ranch with architectural wonders and art you've never seen in any ranch of any kind anywhere, but now hear this. Mom's Day is your very first chance to also see the world premiere Dusty Shoes Without Too Much Dust. Preview grand opening day of our lofted, tall ranch, the home that defies description. Rain or shine, it's like a two-home show. This Mother's Day Sunday, write this down, at 830 Sky Park Drive in Hartford. That's noon to 4 p.m. 2 homes, again, 830 Sky Park Drive, Hartford. Call Jackie, 262-628-9091, and build bold with Miracle Homes, a Christian-based company.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Social Security benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Unable to work due to health problems? Let Tayback help you get approved for the Social Security benefits you're entitled to. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
4:48 on a Friday, rush hour, and a problem that's existing. Debbie Loziga's got to look at the roads.
41 still closed at Watertown Plank Road. They'll be diverting everybody off at Swan Boulevard, all because of a report of shots fired, and it's a big headache. You're going to find some big delays coming in from Capitol Drive all the way to that point, northbound. Everybody slowing down from Greenfield all the way through the Zoo interchange up to that point as well. And not to be outdone, Jefferson County has to get into the act. Not a shots fired situation, but eastbound 94, we do have officially an accident. On eastbound 94, just about at Highway F, the left lane is blocked, and that is why you're seeing those delays coming out of the Highway 26 area. Southbound 43 has just been brutal all afternoon. You're just basically riding the brakes from Good Hope Road all the way down through the Marquette interchange, only to let up just a little bit over the high-rise bridge, only to slow down again right by the KK River. So lots of time and lots of patience today. That would be a good idea. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Clouds on the increase, might have to dodge some raindrops tonight. It's starting to move into the area around Janesville-ish, pushing its way a little northeast. You might see some rain a little later this evening. Down to 51 tomorrow, high of 63 near the lake. Close to 70 inland. Rain will be in the forecast again. Nothing that looks to be a washout of any sort. It is 59 degrees in Milwaukee at 4:49. Time for one of our favorite segments of the week, stories of a different feather. They might be bird-related. The common theme is that you may have missed it.
In case you missed it.
What do you have?
I have no idea how I missed this article because, I was very excited about the pomp and circumstance leading up to the coronation. I even woke up at 4 in the morning, watched the whole thing all the way to the second balcony wave at Buckingham Palace. So, I'm not obsessed, but I've got an eye to the ground on these types of things. Well, there's a man. This person attended the coronation. He's a man who, I don't know, kind of looks like an older...
Looks like David Crosby.
That's what I was going to say. Like an older David Crosby.
Yeah.
Big white mustache, big white beard.
Like the Quaker Oats guy, Wilford Brimley. A little bit
really
of that.
Long hair.
Yeah. So, but a lot of people thought that this man was Meghan Markle in disguise.
What?
So that she would wedge her way into the coronation. The social medias went ablaze last Saturday saying, way to go, Meghan. You think you're fooling us, and you're not. And this man, who is actually a composer, a Welsh composer named Sir Carl Jenkins, was sitting in the second row next to Andrew Lloyd Webber because both of them composed special music for the coronation. But people were zeroing in on this man who looks like David Crosby, or maybe David Crosby's brother, basically claiming like, hey, you put on Mrs. Doubtfire type makeup, Meghan, and you snuck into the coronation. How dare you?
Why would she do that, though? I don't understand.
You couldn't convince social media otherwise. So Carl came out a couple days ago, Sir Carl, and said, guys, this is how I look all the time. I was just there to celebrate this historic occasion.
That is so bizarre.
I was just there because I composed some music. I thought this was just hilarious. And this is how much people just want to either bring that woman down, whether you like Meghan Markle or not.
Right.
It's like, for God's sake, leave her alone. And this is how far social media will go.
Goodness.
But I just bless Sir Carl Jenkins. And he's like, okay. And here's what's even better. He did a TikTok video to say, no, really, it is me. This is what I look like all the time. And there were comments, of course, going, that's exactly what someone impersonating Meghan Markle would say.
That is unbelievable.
So in case you missed it, Sir Carl Jenkins is Sir Carl Jenkins. That is not Meghan Markle in David Crosby makeup.
Or Wilford Brimley.
Or Wilford Brimley.
In case you missed it.
All right, well, this story, local boy makes good. The Mequon native Spencer Stasny puts the Admirals on to the next level of the playoffs with a final 26.8 seconds left to give the Milwaukee Admirals a 2-1 victory over the Manitoba Moose. And they have sent everybody into the next round that is starting tonight against the Texas Stars for the Admirals. So yay, Admirals. Yay, Spencer Stasny, local boy from Mequon.
Oh, good. And I hope Roscoe gave him an extra rub on the head.
Yay, for good luck.
In case you missed it.
Well, here you go. Imagine the thrill. You're a freshman golfer at Edgewood High School in Madison, and you hit a hole-in-one. Playing in the Legends Club Invite on May 2nd, a young man did just that. The young man's name is Drew Bindle. Carded an ace, 7-iron, 163 yards out. Freshman hits a hole-in-one at this tournament. But that's not the strangest thing that happened. Shortly after the hole-in-one, Bindle was celebrating. He was out on the green, right? Having a great time, right? This is amazing. I just had a hole-in-one in a golf tournament, a sanctioned golf tournament from the WIAA. Well, he went down to the green to take a video, the coach did, of Bindle, only to realize that, wait, where did he go? Well, Bindle's push cart had rolled into the water. So now all of his clubs are strewn about, his bag is in the water, his phone sank to the bottom of this pond that's on the golf course, and he, sure as heck, went into the water after all of his stuff, right? He's got thousands of dollars worth of stuff now just floating around and some of it sinking inside the pond. After carting a hole-in-one, he forgot to put the brakes on his push cart.
He got that excited.
Right, so an official came out and drove to the next tee box where the coach was and said, hey, your guy's got to withdraw from the tournament. He's like, what? He just got a hole-in-one. He's like, well, yeah, he's in the water, though. So he came out, and it was not a warm day, so they worried he was going to get sick, being hypothermia, right? He had to withdraw from the tournament after carting an ace.
That's
Amazing.
Murphy's Law? Is that what that is?
Anything that could go wrong will.
Poor thing.
Something along
My heart
that
goes
line.
out. But he still gets to tell everybody he got a hole-in-one, right?
He does have a hole-in-one. I don't know if it officially counts on like the WIAA world.
Yeah.
Like maybe you have to finish the 18, but nonetheless, yeah, he saw all of his stuff sinking in the water. He had to go get it. Amazing work. Incredible shot.
You missed it.
Incredible shots. 4:55 on WTMJ. We'll keep an eye on the roads here. It's not a good situation, as Debbie's been documenting on 41 South. So keep an eye on things. Find an alternate route. We'll get you the latest coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Grandview buys homes, and if you have a loved one's home that you need to sell, Grandview will make that process simple, fast, and stress-free. Grandview Homes will give you a no-obligation fair cash offer in as little as 24 hours. Whether it's your home, a loved one's home, a rental, a vacant, or a second home, we buy all homes completely as is. No repairs whatsoever. Take just the belongings you wish to keep and leave the stress and the mess to us. Sell your home as is today. GrandviewHomes.com.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta, and I have told you about the delicious pizza and Italian snacks that you can find at Proof Pizza inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel. But now there's even more to be excited about. The restaurant has added new sandwiches to the menu. Available every day from 11 to 4, you can enjoy items like the Red Rock Chicken BLT, the Meatball Hero, and more. Order from the counter at Proof or directly from the bar at St. Kate. Explore the new sandwiches and the rest of the menu at proofpizzamke.com.
Construction gets started at Froedtert and Medical College Cancer Center on a structure housing a proton therapy system. The multi-million-dollar facility offers precision radiation therapy by 2025. No major changes planned after the $22 million sale of Milwaukee's Midtown Center. The bulk of the retail space is leased for the 26-acre site at 60th and Capitol. A new grab-and-go concept at State Fair. Camp Bar's Old-Fashioned Sipper Club serves both alcoholic cocktails and ice cream drinks, such as soda and milkshakes. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com. On News Radio WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good Karma brand station.
Hey, former radio wake-up guy Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. If that recent cold snap made you think that now is the time to replace those drafty old windows, then now is a good time to call Hometown Windows and Doors. Save heating costs now, cooling dollars down the road with energy-efficient replacement windows and doors from Hometown. Hometown offers the brands you trust like Anderson, Pella, Marvin, Softlight, and more in wood, vinyl, and fiberglass. And all of their products are installed by employee carpenters. Plus, Hometown is the area's only Pella Platinum and Marvin authorized replacement company. Hometown's dedicated consultants can guide you to the best fit and value for your home and your remodeling dollar. Stop in at their newly remodeled showroom in New Berlin and see the Hometown difference for yourself. Or call them for a no-pressure in-home consultation, 414-329-1200, or visit them at hometownwindows.com. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here and ready to help. Anyone can call or text 988 or chat via 988wisconsin.org to get connected to a trained Lifeline counselor. Trained counselors are here to support anyone experiencing a suicidal, mental health, or substance use crisis. You can also contact 988 if you are concerned about someone. 988 is confidential and free to all Wisconsin residents. 988 24/7. Call, text, chat. Here to support you. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Hey, I'm John Merkier.
And I'm Sandy Max.
Great news for fans of Wisconsin's afternoon news.
You can now hear every episode of the show across the podcast universe.
That's right. You'll never have to miss a single interview, story, or fun conversation. It's $500 million in tax money in Illinois. They do not care about that. Robin Voss has said this will not be an economic argument. I don't care if we literally get $1 trillion.
Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Presented by Geis Garage Doors. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
You've heard about Purple mattresses. Try it before you buy it at Steinhafels.
Don't worry, we have real kings of swing right here.
Swinging a drive to left and deep. Get up! Get out of here! Gone for Joey Wiemer! That was contact there.
Our Brewers Royals coverage starts tonight with Brewers warm-up at 6. We are the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzik in for John Mercure. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News for Friday, May 12th. We go right to the roads. Debbie Loska is following a situation in the Johnson & Sons Paving Traffic Center. Hey, Deb.
Hey there. Yeah, southbound 41 remains closed at this time. You'll be diverted off at Swan Boulevard, all because of reports of shots fired in the area. So just watch out for the big delays. If you can avoid it, that would be your best bet. Highway 100 not looking all that great right now for an alternate. It's really backed up as well. Northbound 41 is backed up right through the Zoo interchange from Greenfield all the way up past that point as well. Some of the other alternate routes might be a little bit better, like 84th to 76th. We've got Swan Boulevard, let's see, yeah, the 92nd Street area might be a better way, or else 124th Street if you can get to it. Unfortunately, that ends at Watertown Plank Road, and you can't get onto the freeway at that point because of where the situation is. So give yourself tons of extra time today. We've also got an accident 94 eastbound in Johnson Creek, just east of Highway 26. The left lane is blocked, so we do have localized delays there. Otherwise, southbound 43 just riding the brakes from Good Hope Road all the way down through the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Isolated showers tonight with a low of 51. Saturday, more showers, breezy with a high of 64. 73 if you're a little further inland. It's 58 degrees in Milwaukee at 5:01. From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, a packed house at Hudson High School in northwestern Wisconsin this afternoon for the funeral of a fallen sheriff's deputy.
We got dealt a blow the other day.
St. Croix County Sheriff Scott Knutson reacting to the shooting death of Sheriff's Deputy Katie Lysing.
A heinous act by a horrible criminal.
Lysing was shot and killed by a drunk driver last weekend while trying to conduct a field sobriety test.
I asked Pastor Larry if I could call the guy a piece of shit. He said probably not.
The sheriff stating the public needs law enforcement.
But this is the good that's out there, and that's us. We are that line between the good and the evil.
Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Next week is National Police Week. Bagpipers across the state will pay tribute this weekend to fallen law enforcement officers.
From Coleman to Racine and all parts in between.
Gary Byers of the Greater Milwaukee Fire and Police Pipes and Drums. He's organized this effort across the state, including at least 20 pipers who will play those solemn notes Saturday night.
The piper plays Amazing Grace 3 times, 2 times standing still, and 1 time as a walk away.
To show we will never forget the fallen. Vince Vitrano, WTMJ News.
A policy requiring Milwaukee police to release body cam video of critical incidents within 15 days has been blocked. A judge is ordering the temporary injunction at the request of the police union. The union claims the collective bargaining agreement does not allow the policy to be enacted.
In regards to count 1 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tylee Ryan and grand theft by deception? Answer, guilty.
An Idaho jury convicting Lori Vallow Daybell of murder in the deaths of her 2 youngest children, 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow and 16-year-old Tylee Ryan, in September of 2019. The verdict marks the end of a 3-year investigation that included bizarre claims of zombie children, apocalyptic prophecies, and illicit affairs. Prosecutors also charged the couple in connection with the October 2019 death of Chad Daybell's late wife, Tammy Daybell.
The federal government putting an end to COVID border restrictions that block many migrants at the border, with Mexico immediately replacing Title 42 restrictions with sweeping new asylum rules meant to deter illegal crossing. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre denying today that there have been mass releases of migrants in recent days.
The claims that CBP is allowing or encouraging mass release of migrants and is just categorically false. That is not what's occurring. That is not what's happening.
Republicans in Congress said this week they were worried that ending of Title 42 would lead to chaos in border cities.
A new CEO for Twitter. Elon Musk announcing today that former NBC Universal Advertising executive Linda Yaccarino will succeed him as the social media platform's CEO. Yaccarino will focus on the company's business operations. Musk will retain oversight of the platform's product design and new technology. Musk purchased Twitter for $44 billion last year.
Back to the ballpark for the Crew. Dom is with the Crew at the park. You'll have sports coming up next.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:05.
This report sponsored by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit MrHollandsHeatingandAir.com.
The next time you run a faucet, think Isaiah Rogers. And while you savor that hot morning shower, give a shout out to Edwin Rood. And the trusty toilet? Well, that was conceived by the great Thomas Crapper. Yes, that's his real name. Here at Mr. Holland's Home Services, we celebrate the plumbing legends of the past and perpetually plan for the future. Our proficient plumbing prodigies stay ahead of the pack with the latest innovative innovations. From drippy faucets and clogged drains to faulty sump pumps and money and space-saving tankless water heaters, Mr. Holland's Crew brings Hall of Fame service to you. Join us in a 21 flush salute to the plumbing pioneers of the past, including Sir Hugh Dalrymple, who invented hollow pipe drainage, and whose name is also fun to say, but not as much fun as Thomas Crapper. 866-992-1717, or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If you're ready for history-making service, we can help.
all Brewers games are on sale now. Next up, the Crew battles the Royals for a weekend duel. Friday, May 12th through Sunday, the 14th. Fulfill your Jedi destiny at Star Wars Night on Saturday, the 13th, and receive a Luke Skywalker bobblehead with purchase of a special ticket package. Plus, take home a one-of-a-kind Brewers wristlet for 10,000 moms on Mother's Day. Sunday, May 14th. Presented by American Family Insurance. Get your seats today at brewers.com/promotions.
St. Vincent de Paul Milwaukee seeks a hands-on facility manager to maintain our thrift store and meal program buildings, grounds, and equipment. In this full-time position with benefits, you'll oversee all facility contracted services and perform light maintenance and repairs to buildings and equipment. Technical training in basic electricity, plumbing, carpentry, and/or mechanical is required, and a degree is a plus. Go to svdpmilw.org to learn more and apply. Good luck.
You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Here's Dominic Catronio.
American Family Field getting ready to open up a new 3-game series with the Kansas City Royals. And Corbin Burns will take the ball. You can hear that right here on WTMJ. 7:10 is first pitch. Our coverage will start at noon, right after Wisconsin's afternoon news with Greg Matzik and Brewers warm-up. Also, yesterday, the Packers unveiled their schedule for the 2023 season. It's a good one. A couple of Sunday Night Football, a couple of Monday Night Football, but most importantly, the season will begin Week 1 down I-94 at Soldier Field. Packers and Bears, a new era, Sunday, September 10th for Week 1. The first home game won't come until Week 3. That'll be September 24th against the New Orleans Saints. And you've got some playoff basketball coming tonight. The Knicks and Miami, that is at 6:30. With Miami, a win will move them to the conference finals. And the Lakers are trying to do the same against the Warriors tonight at 9 o'clock at Crypto.com Arena.
It's time for Extra Points, a sports commentary on Wisconsin's afternoon news. Here's Greg Matzik.
Boring by design. That's how I would describe Jordan Love's first media session post Aaron Rodgers. A calm, confident Love spoke glowingly about his teammates, his appreciation of Rodgers, and his opportunity to backfill a Hall of Fame quarterback. Love also spoke honestly, but not critically, about the challenges in biding his time for 3 years after being selected in the first round of the 2020 NFL Draft. Nothing Love said was memorable. Nothing Love did grabbed headlines. Everything Love said felt genuine and even-keeled. Well, doubters will doubt and haters will continue to hate, but I get the feeling none of that will bother Jordan Love. But the podium has nothing to do with the field. It's the field where Love will be expected to perform. But I'm optimistic he will. Extra Points is sponsored by All Right Home and Remodeling. When you want it done right, call All Right. Get back to the roads with a WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Traffic Center update with Debbie Laziga.
Yay! They've reopened it. All right, southbound 41 has finally reopened. It was closed for the longest time because of reports of shots fired, but they have been able to reopen the lanes, and things are slowly but surely trickling through. We still have a 54-minute ride from Highway Q to the zoo, so keep that in mind. And it's 28 on the northbound side, so still going to be a hefty ride, but at least you're moving. On southbound 43, also going to see some delays heading down from about Good Hope Road all the way down through the Marquette. Stays kind of heavy even over the high-rise bridge all the way down to the KK River. And this accident on 94 eastbound in Johnson Creek has the left lane blocked at Highway F, just east of Highway 26, so watch for that one. Hey, be our eyes on the roads. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Did you know that the Inflation Reduction Act can save you thousands on energy-efficient updates like new insulation, siding, windows, and more? And these dollars are in addition to Focus on Energy rebates. I'm Randy Miller, owner of All Right Home and Remodeling and S&E Insulation. As Department of Energy Century Club award winners, my team has the proven skills and experience to help you take advantage of these unprecedented incentives. Get started at ALLRITE-remodeling.com.
Wisconsin weather can put a damper on things, but don't let it ruin your outdoor plans. Sister Bay Furniture is furniture built in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Built from premium, sustainable materials, Sister Bay Furniture endures the grueling conditions of Wisconsin weather. That's commercial-grade quality for your outdoor space. Stop by their showroom today, located out in Sussex on Executive Drive, or visit their website today at sisterbayfurniture.com. Sister Bay Furniture, built in Wisconsin for Wisconsin.
Staples stores provide innovative products and services for small business, remote workers and learners, even teachers and parents. Explore more at your local Staples store.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air. Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here's Greg Matzek.
Oh, quitting time. Feels good, doesn't it? 5:12 on a Friday. Hopefully you're headed home safe, on your way to do something fun tonight. Maybe headed to the ballpark where the Brewers take on the Royals. We'll connect with Dom Cotroneo coming up at about 5:35. Debbie's got to look at the roads with some better news. More on that coming up in a moment. Adam producing the show. Great to have Sandy back here on a Friday afternoon as well.
Great to be back. Thank you.
It is, as we approach Mother's Day weekend. It's on the horizon. So we had a little fun around the office today. We were curious about some of the best motherly advice some of our teammates have received from their own moms. So we did a little walk-in talk with Adam today. We put Adam to the test here, trying to piece things together around the GKB office and headquarters. Here's what people had to say. All right, we are on the hunt for the best bit of motherly advice you've ever received. In honor of Mother's Day, what's the best bit of advice you've ever received from your mother? Mike Spaulding. Really?
No, I know what it is. I was trying to think of a good one. When I was in middle school, my mom told me never give a girl cash as a gift.
Huh. Not what I anticipated. All right, let's keep walking around. All right, let's see here. Oh, hey, it's Greg Hill.
Oh, hey. Best bit of motherly advice, be good. If you can't be good, be careful. If you can't be careful, don't get caught.
Okay. Oh, it's our good friend Jessie. She will play along. Surely she's had motherly advice imparted on her. Hello, Jessie. What's the best bit of motherly advice you've ever received? You're on the show right now.
Okay. I would say to go forth with gentleness towards yourself and towards others.
That's very benediction-like. It's very nice. Have you followed this advice?
Not at all times. It's easier always to be kinder to others than to yourself most of the time.
Okay. That is very philosophical. Oh, look who it is. It's our good friend, Jeff Wagner. Jeff, we are trying to figure out whose mother gave them the best advice. What is the best bit of motherly advice you ever received?
Never make the same mistake twice.
And have you been able to follow that rule?
Mostly. I try. Now, of course, there's the problem is knowing what a mistake is. Sometimes you don't realize you've made a mistake till you've made the same mistake 2 or 3 times. But yes, in general, I believe that's a good rule to live by.
I'll tell you what, that pink shirt was not a mistake today. That looks great on you. All right, here we go. When I think of well-balanced individuals, I think of Maggie. Maggie, what's the best bit of motherly advice you ever received?
If you're not going to do anything all day, at least wake up every morning and make your bed. If you're not going to accomplish anything, at least you accomplish making your bed in the morning.
I like that. That was good.
Thank you.
She did great. All right, here's Bob of our staff. What's the best bit of motherly advice you've ever received?
My mother was best known as Jean the Dream, and she always says it doesn't matter how you look on the outside, it's how you look on the inside that counts. And in the evening at happy hour, before you would raise a glass, she would say, no clink, no drink. So cheers to my mother, Jean the Dream.
I like that advice about how it's not how you look on the outside. People have been telling me that my whole life.
Well, that's why you're on radio.
All right, here's our good friend Eric Bilstad, who's looks like he's eating a little bit of a peanut butter sandwich here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Eric, you good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, hey, man. Hey, what's the best bit of motherly advice you've ever received?
It's a 3-hour show.
Yeah, we're kind of running out of time here.
Eric, you should probably act more like your mother because she is a much nicer, cooks better, treats people stronger, better caretaker than you'll ever be.
I don't understand. She told you that?
Seems a little backhanded.
That was her advice?
Okay, I'm misunderstanding you. I thought you were asking me what motherly advice I was given. You're saying what advice my mom gave me. I'm
Yes.
sorry, I misunderstood.
You can always control your effort. Make your bed, something along that line. All right, we'll come back to you.
2 hours later.
All right, we're back with Eric Bilstad. Have you thought long and hard about the question?
Yes. Put on a nice shirt.
That is boring.
We're out of here.
Not sure who that was laughing in the background, but
That was Jeff's producer,
oh,
Charlie.
it was. Okay, yes, very good. So, yeah, that's what we got here, walking around the studio.
You know, you got to cut Eric Bilstead some slack. He is a hard-working man, and you ask him these questions on a Friday afternoon after a long week like this.
That's a very good point.
Leave him
you know,
be.
You're probably up at 1 a.m. eating his lunch at about 2 o'clock. So he's had a long week, no doubt, and hopefully he's enjoying time with his family this weekend.
At least he's settled on wear a good, clean shirt.
Yes, yes.
It's still solid advice.
And he did have a clean shirt on today, so he is following that advice. It's 5:17 on WTMJ. Some amazing stuff popping on social media in the last 24 hours with regard to the NFL schedule. Dom has referenced it in sports. We've got some fun audio after this.
Ah, look, the Royals are coming to town. Let's give them a customary Milwaukee greeting.
High fly ball, deep right field. Back goes Hayward at the track. Gone!
It's the Brewers and the Royals.
Willie Adames with the exclamation point.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 5:35. Presented by American Family Insurance. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Integrity. Your home's integrity depends on the roof and windows and doors and siding, of course. When your home's integrity fails, you have to call the people who won't, and that's Siding Unlimited. The father started Siding Unlimited as just a siding company, and then sons Eric and Aaron took over the company, and they helped grow the company into what it is today. That is Siding Unlimited. The Unlimited is what you need to focus on now. It's siding and a whole lot more. Siding Unlimited is the best in the business when it comes to installation of windows and doors, roofs and decks, all things that help your home's integrity factor. You can buy those things wherever, but I wouldn't. I would value the integrity of Eric, Aaron, and the talented craftsmen at Siding Unlimited. In fact, I'm a spokesperson and a customer. Used them for a lot of different projects over the years, including siding and windows and doors and decking materials. It's Siding Unlimited. Reliable, truthful, talented, trustworthy, great folks. Family-owned business in Brookfield. SidingUnlimited.com.
So when you're in a pain spiral, will stem cells or bone marrow, harvested from your body and then placed back into your body, get you out of it? For those willing to go through a very expensive and not exactly easy process, which is not FDA approved, it might. But for those not willing to pay exorbitant amounts to go through all that, especially knowing that pain relief is not a sure thing, it's not an option. At Rejuvenex, we inject powerful, FDA-approved treatments that reduce inflammation and pain, while improving mobility in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees. With some patients experiencing relief for greater than 2 years before repeating the process. I'm Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics, and we are in network with most major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid. We can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life. It's pain relief, really. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Traffic is sponsored by Tehan Greenhouses in Oak Creek. Buy direct and local for all of your garden plants.
Mother's Day is Sunday. Get a beautiful hanging basket or flowering deck planter or a gift certificate for mom from Tehan Greenhouses. Support local and save. Buy direct from Tehan Greenhouses.
5:20 on WTMJ. Debbie Loziga has some good news on the roads. Hey, Deb.
Hey there. Yeah, 41 southbound reopened at Watertown Plank Road, where we had that earlier closure for a report of shots fired. That actually has been reopened, and the delays are working themselves out. Slowly but surely, but they are. Northbound side is really just slow right from the zoo up past Watertown Plank, so keep that in mind. We had the delays along southbound 43, now stretching just before Capitol Drive, all the way down into the Marquette, and eastbound 94 at Johnson Creek. We had that accident at Highway F. Looks like that has been cleared. We do still have delays back to Highway 26, as those are working themselves out as well on 94 eastbound. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Might be dodging some raindrops tonight. It's going to get down to about 51. Tomorrow, much of the same, more in the AM than later in the day, and certainly not a washout. 63 near the lake, close to 70 inland. It's 58 degrees in Milwaukee at 521. All right, so the NFL schedule was leaked yesterday, and then they had this whole crazy special last night, right? I mean, it's just totally anticlimactic.
A spectacle,
but whatever.
But, just to get you to watch.
The NFL could sell paint drying, and people would watch it. That's just kind of where they are at this point. So I don't recall this being a thing in years past, but those who run social media departments with different NFL teams got a little creative in the last 24 hours. And if you go to a certain team, Jaguars, Bears, Jets, Packers, you name it, just search for it on Twitter or Instagram or even maybe their own website, and you're going to find some creatively pieced together videos. And some are better than others. And I would put the Packers maybe somewhere middle of the pack, pardon the pun, as they went for this sort of like infomercial kind of
They had a creative
rollout.
Concept, whereas
They
I
did.
can tell you as soon as you told me that all this buzz was going on about these NFL different teams releasing their schedules videos, I was like, okay, I'm kind of curious. But my mind immediately went to the New York Jets.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, you've got QB1. How is your video? They have the flattest, most boring video. It's all many of their players, starting with Aaron Rodgers, just literally holding up a piece of paper. We're going to have our team. I think it's just music behind it. Like show the logo. And that of the team they're going to play that week, excuse me. So it is really dry and not impressive.
And Dom, you were a big fan of the Tennessee Titans one, right?
Titans one's the funniest one. I think the production quality on the Chargers one, they made like a whole anime movie. It's pretty bonkers of how far it's gone. But yes, the Titans one takes the cake.
All right, so I have the Titans audio here. So here's what they did. They just had like man on the street kind of stuff. And they were going around Broadway in Nashville, talking to non-football fans, asking that they're holding up a logo, like a team logo, saying, we play this team in team one. Here's the logo. What is the name of the team? And the amount of answers that came back that were incorrect were shocking.
And fun.
So here's the audio. You're going to hear the answer from the subject on the street, and because it's video, you're not going to know who the real team was. I will fill in the blanks for you. Here we go.
What the is that? St. Louis Rams?
No, that would be the New Orleans Saints.
Lightning McQueen.
No.
Lightning McQueen is no. It's the Chargers.
Oh, that's just the football logo.
Just the football logo? Nope, it's the Browns.
Boston Bobcats? No idea.
That would be the Bengals. They were certain it was the Cowboys when in fact it was the Colts.
We're so confident.
Baltimore Orioles are a baseball team. It was the Ravens.
The Red Stallions.
Atlanta Falcons. Red Stallions.
No.
Stars for Steelers?
I can see that.
Pirates from the islands of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's the Buccaneers.
It had to be, yeah.
Chester Cheeto.
Jaguars.
Tigers. North Carolina Tigers.
Carolina Panthers.
Okay, in the neighborhood.
Texas. That's the Cowboys. Texas. Got that. Yeah.
Nope, Colts.
Atlanta. Florida.
Florida Dolphins.
Florida Dolphins?
Oh, Texans.
Texans. Houston Texans.
Eagles. Pittsburgh.
Seahawks.
Who's that? Bulls? Who? Patriots? That's the Patriots logo?
Texans.
Oh. That actually does not exist.
No, it does. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's kind of like the crux of it all. The funniest one is they said Red Stallions for the Atlanta Falcons. And if you pay attention to social media today, the Atlanta Falcons actually changed their Twitter handle to Red Stallions. Did you guys notice this?
And that's so fun.
So good.
I mean, that's what's fun about this type of fandom. Because this even appeals to me. Like, I'm not the hugest football fan, but we all like the school spirit and the camaraderie of being a Packers fan or being a fan of whoever you grew up loving. This is what's fun about it. And the Titans just nailed it. They had fun with it, and it was a simple question, and people played along, and they made a fun video out of it.
At the risk of being late on the clock here, here's the Packers one. They went for this sort of cheesy infomercial kind of approach.
They used the filters.
Yeah.
They used filters and
Yeah, it's straight out of 1991.
right. So that just understand
It was a
that's,
choice.
That's the treatment, and this is how it sounded.
Have you been impatiently waiting to find out when and where your favorite football team will be playing this season? Tired of not being able to plan out your Sundays, Monday nights, and Thursday nights? Well, wait no more. Introducing the 2023 Green Bay Packers schedule. Relax in the comfort of knowing you'll never miss a game. Let's take a look at what this one-of-a-kind schedule has to offer. Chicago Bears. Missing this would be unbearable. Atlanta Falcons. Soar to great heights for this gripping game. New Orleans Saints. Got a little Cajun in the soul of Wisconsin. Detroit Lions. Come roaring into this NFC North matchup. Las Vegas Raiders. Try your luck to turn Sin City into Win City. Collect all 17 games and we'll throw in a bye week. But wait, there's more. Denver Broncos. Giddy up. Let's ride into Denver for this one. Minnesota Vikings. Pillage the fridge before this invigorating event. Los Angeles Rams. Lights, camera, action. Pittsburgh Steelers. Visiting Yins, trying for wins.
I don't think Dom can take much more.
This electrifying match will jolt you out of your seat. And that's not all. Kansas City Chiefs bring the heat for this matchup with the defending champs, New York Giants, packing all 5 boroughs into one giant game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Are you ready for this? Carolina Panthers. This fierce matchup is the cat's meow. What are you waiting for? Visit Packers.com/schedule now to see your 2023 Packers schedule. You're going to love it.
Yeah, it plays like a commercial, but that's kind of what they were going for. Not bad.
It makes
It's
me
cheesy. They nailed the cheesy.
They did.
And cheese heads, cheddar.
You got it.
There
Good
we
job.
go.
Thank you.
There-
I loved it. You slammed it home.
But well done by the Tennessee
Teammates.
Titans. But have some fun on social media. It's just a glimpse of what you'll find if you go to the team pages, including the Atlanta Red Stallions, also known as the Falcons. It's 528.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature brought to you by the Froedtert and the Medical College Wisconsin Health Network. If you or a family member have received a serious diagnosis like cancer, heart disease, or a neurological condition, you may have been offered a clinical trial as part of treatment, and you may have questions about participating. With us today to discuss clinical trials is Dr. Ben George, a Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin medical oncologist and director of the Cancer Clinical Trials Office. He'll help us understand what clinical trials are, how they fit into treatment, and why they're important. Dr. George, first of all, thanks for being with us today. I'm sure one of the concerns some people have is how do they know whether a particular clinical trial is safe or not?
Guardrails to ensure the safety of trial participants are automatically built into trial design. There is a significant amount of oversight, both local at an institutional level and federal. At a local level, there are various committees like scientific review committees and data safety monitoring committees and institutional review boards that look at the scientific merit and ethics of these trials. And certainly the FDA provides oversight. And all patients who are on clinical trials are carefully monitored for their safety throughout the duration of trial participation.
Dr. George, what if somebody starts a clinical trial, but then for some reason decides to change their mind about participating in it? Can they do that?
Oh, trial participants absolutely retain the right to stop participating at any time with no repercussions. And if they so decide to go off of a clinical trial voluntarily, then they will continue to receive the customary standardized treatment or standard of care treatment for their condition.
Dr. George, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Find a doctor who's right for you by visiting Froedtert.com.
Quiet day on the markets. All the indices, however, end up in the red. Nothing significant here. The Dow Jones finishes down 0.03%. The close at 33,362. The NASDAQ down 0.35% to close at 12,284.74. S&P 500 down 0.16% to close at 41,2408. Market updates presented by Annex Wealth Management. Check out annexwealth.com today.
RJ Schinner has several Toshiba copier printers from James Imaging Systems. IT manager Gabe Colasari.
The reason why for James Imaging is their responsiveness, dedication, knowledge of the product, and they always make sure that the customer is taken care of.
The kind of customer service you'd expect from a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed office technology company like James Imaging Systems.
We actually have a high-end printing machine on site, so we produce our own catalogs, so we need the support to handle that.
James Imaging Systems, better document imaging technology, better service.
When we've got a problem, we're able to call in and get it rectified or corrected without any issues.
Gabe, any advice to other local businesses?
Contact James. I mean, they'll take care of you.
James Imaging Systems, reliable document imaging technology, extraordinary local service. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local office technology partner.
Traffic sponsored by Wettiger Compressor, the Midwest air compressor experts. Visit pressureisoff.biz. Wettiger Compressor services all makes and models and carries high-performance compressors with a lifetime warranty. Contact Wettiger at pressureisoff.biz.
Wettiger Compressor.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:32. I'm Greg Matzik in for John Mercure. Your top story, packing the pews for a fallen officer.
I'm Sandy Max. Another child falls victim to gun violence.
I'm Dominic Cotroneo. The Brewers opening with the Royals.
Oziga, things are looking much better on 41 southbound. We're, in fact, looking at a pretty standard ride right now. The northbound side a little tight from Wisconsin Avenue up past Watertown Plank Road. Southbound 43 is going to be a little heavy from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette interchange. Eastbound 94 is seeing a little bit of a backup through the Stadium interchange out to about 35th Street. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
May have to dodge some raindrops tonight. Isolated showers expected, some after 9 o'clock, a low of 51. Saturday, showers continue in the morning, breezy with a high of 64 near the lake, 73 inland. It's 58 degrees in Milwaukee. At 5:33.
When it comes to the rules of the road, we simply want folks to obey the law, to do what's right.
If Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson's pleas aren't enough, perhaps his pen is. Johnson signing a new city ordinance making it easier for police to tow vehicles of repeat reckless drivers. TMJ4's Ben Jordan explains.
This is all able to happen because a new state law went into effect last month. It allows municipalities across the state to pass ordinances to tow vehicles if someone is pulled over for a reckless driving offense and the officer finds the driver has at least one unpaid reckless driving ticket within the past 4 years. In order for the driver to get their car back, they have to pay their traffic fines, the tow and impound fee within 90 days. Otherwise, their car is repossessed by the city.
The funeral for St. Croix County Deputy Katie Leising was held this afternoon. A family friend was among the first to speak at the event held at Hudson High School.
She was a doer. If anything needed to be done, she was there. Well, with the exception of cooking and doing the dishes at home. She will be remembered as small and feisty.
Governor Evers ordered all flags to be flown at half-staff throughout the day. Authorities say a man accused of driving drunk shot Leising last week while she tried to administer field sobriety tests. She was 29.
A 3-year-old girl in Kenosha rushed to the hospital this afternoon after being shot. Kenosha police say the toddler was injured when a gun that her 18-year-old brother was playing with went off. Shooting happened just before 11 o'clock this morning near 29th and 51st Street. The 18-year-old was taken into custody. We'll have more on the story throughout the afternoon.
The University of Wisconsin system will no longer ask job applicants to sign statements about their commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts on campuses. The Milwaukee Journal says the move was made in an effort to, quote, depoliticize the hiring process, end quote. Assembly Speaker Robin Voss called the change a step forward that addresses the blatant discrimination on UW campuses. Some are opposed to the change. They point out this comes just a week after social media videos showed a UW student spewing racist slurs.
Well, the Brewers look to take over first place in the NL Central. Dom is at the ballpark with sports coming up next.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:35.
Sports sponsored by Holiday Automotive at Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip. Greg Matzik here for Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac, where the Memorial Day sales event is on. Steer into summer and drive inspired in a new Mazda from Holiday, the destination to get more Mazda for your money, more for your trade, and enjoy more choices from their fast-expanding selection, including Mazda CX-5, CX-50, and the all-new first-ever Mazda CX-90. Choose one that's in stock today or reserve one that's on the way. You'll be in the caring hands of Wisconsin's #1 Mazda dealer, its #1 Mazda certified pre-owned dealer, and the Badger State's only recipient of the prestigious Mazda President's Club Award, recognizing exceptional guest care. Accolades are per Mazda North American Operations, Performance, and Zone Sales records for 2022. As a repeat fan of theirs myself, I can confidently say you are in for a great buying and ownership experience when you drive Holiday. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Mazda, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and at holidaymazda.com. It's worth the trip.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Smooth waters and clear horizons are ahead. The experienced team of advisors at Fox World Travel are ready to uncover your cruising style. Are you sailing off into a Caribbean sunset? Taking in the European charm along riverways? Maybe an exotic expedition or Alaskan cruise are on your bucket list. We'll help you cruise like never before with Princess Cruise Lines, Avalon Waterways, Celebrity Cruises, and more. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call a Fox Cruise expert at 866-GO-FOX-GO.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Here's Dominic Catronio.
In full swing, and the Denver Nuggets made a statement against the Phoenix Suns, closing the series in 6 games, a 125-100 final. Denver moves on to the conference finals, where they will await tonight's winner between the Warriors and the Lakers. However, if the Lakers win, it's over. If the Warriors win, that will force a Game 7 on Sunday. Tip-off for that one is at 9 o'clock, and the prelude to that is the Heat trying to close out their series against the New York Knicks. That game will tip off at 6:30 down in Miami. It's never too early to plan for football season, as we talked about with the schedule reveal official yesterday from NFL. We've got you covered on WTMJ.com with the full Packers schedule and breakdown. 2 Sunday night football games, 2 Monday night football games, even a Thanksgiving matchup with the Detroit Lions. All of that is available on our website at WTMJ.com. The Week 1 matchup with the Bears down at Soldier Field will come on September 10th. Here we are at American Family Field. The Brewers starting a 3-game homestand series against the Kansas City Royals. You can hear Bob Uecker and Lane Grindle right here starting at 6:35. But Greg got you covered with Brewers warm-up starting at the top of the hour at 6 o'clock right after the news. And let me get you a little bit of a money update here, Greg. A Bill Russell rookie card sold for $660,000 at auction, making it the third highest price for a vintage basketball card of all time. The only 2 more expensive, a George Mikan rookie card and a Wilt Chamberlain rookie card.
Nice. What are you going to do with it?
You know what? I think I'm just going to put it on top of my mantelpiece.
Yeah. Make sure to get some plastic around that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff. We'll hang out with Dom and Brewers Extra Innings following the game today. Thank you, Dom. He's been at the ballpark all day where the Brewers take on the Royals, with coverage beginning in about an hour here on WTMJ. Get a check of the weather here. How disruptive will the rain be? Brian Jasnansky joins us coming up next.
Old National Bank is asking businesses to get old. But first, they have questions.
Who runs my business if I get old?
You do. You can get old and remain young.
Is that possible?
With a commercial bank as good as Old National, yes.
What will it feel like to get old?
Well, business owners describe a feeling of euphoria, having local decision-making and committed relationship bankers.
Okay, one old guy coming up.
Introducing Old National Bank, where business relationships and results matter. Old National Bank. Get old. Member FDIC.
All Brewers games are on sale now. Next up, the Crew battles the Royals for a weekend duel. Friday, May 12th through Sunday, the 14th. Fulfill your Jedi destiny at Star Wars Night on Saturday, the 13th. And receive a Luke Skywalker bobblehead with purchase of a special ticket package. Plus, take home a one-of-a-kind Brewers wristlet for 10,000 moms on Mother's Day. Sunday, May May 14th. Presented by American Family Insurance. Get your seats today at brewers.com/promotions.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News on WTMJ.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a winner. Well,
Oh, we can't remind you enough here on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. 30 million birds are coming to Wisconsin this weekend for some reason. I don't know why Wisconsin. What's wrong with Michigan?
Oh, they're
They're coming
from the
from
Midwest,
South
as far
America,
as- yeah.
like but 30 million in Wisconsin. I don't get it.
And Niz, all the robins are coming to your house trying to peck in, aren't
Yeah,
they?
you got that right.
Oh, they have been. They're still going nuts. What am I missing here? I've been like in a hiding somewhere in a closet somewhere. What's up with these birds?
You've been spending time with your hoity-toity friends at the yacht club, Niz, the
I
last
think
couple of
so.
days.
Hey, I've been working hard here for the fine folks of southeastern Wisconsin, putting together a weather forecast.
Yeah.
You know.
But yes, 30 million birds are descending upon
Sure.
Wisconsin this weekend.
It's this massive migration, Niz, and I wanted to know, I'm curious, is there a possibility you would see any of these flocks of birds on the radar? Because last night, Niz, if you go to
Okay.
birdcast.info, it is an entire website devoted to this migration of birds. Last night, 1.9 million birds crossed Milwaukee County overnight.
That's insane.
That's-
Do we know the type of bird species?
It's a
yes, we
hodgepodge.
do. Yeah, Greg loves the list. It includes orioles, warblers, a common yellowthroat. There's a hummingbirds
Some
included,
strange sort of hummingbird.
wrens.
Why are they?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't
so
know.
I,
I mean,
thought
it-
maybe this would be in your wheelhouse, but they're coming.
I mean,
because it is the migration. And it's also thought that because a bird expert and University of Wisconsin-Madison Professor Stanley Temple said that most of the birds will make home that were in Missouri or Arkansas. So they're coming up through here as they
That's like a Hitchcock
continue to go
movie,
north. But
Niz.
yeah, but
be careful.
It's interesting that they're
Okay.
flying at night. And then also because of the supposed possible rain,
Sure.
is they might hang around here a little bit longer than expected. But this is
Okay.
supposed to go on for the next couple of weeks.
They can find some worms, I guess, when,
Yeah.
when the rain happens and come out of the ground. Answer to your first question, yes. I mean, if there is a large enough flock of birds and they're flying at the perfect height, the beam goes out on an angle. Like you got the big ball that's out in Sullivan, the radar, and then it goes out at an angle. So as long as they're at the height level of where the beam goes out, then yeah, you could pick up the birds on radar for sure. So we'll have to watch out for that. That'll make things interesting tonight. Now, as far as a reason weather-wise to come here, I mean, this is the time of year to come, right? I mean, it would be a little more. I mean, I'd be a little bit more worried that something bad was about to happen if they're coming here in like the middle of December. But yeah, we got good climate here starting this time of year. So maybe
Well-
that's their idea.
Well, I see some rain on the radar, sort of moving into the
Yes.
area. What are we expecting tonight here and through the weekend?
Yeah, I'm looking at the same blob of rain. It's pretty heavy rain that's down towards Delavan, Darien. Now, closing in on the Metro Milwaukee area might be a few sprinkles. If there's anybody who's doing some tailgating right now at American Family Field and leading up to the game this evening, I think besides sprinkles or a very, very light shower, I think you're okay. I will be keeping an eye on that heavier area of rain that's back towards Janesville, southwestern Walworth County. It is inching closer to us, but it is kind of losing its punch too, and computer model trends have it continuing to lose its punch. Now, with that said, chance of light showers through the night tonight, low temperature of 52 degrees. Saturday, mostly cloudy with a slight chance of showers. I think most of Saturday's dry. 64 Lakeside, 70 inland. Unfortunately, Mother's Day doesn't look as good. Chance of showers is a little bit greater on Mother's Day, 56 only for a high. Monday looks good. Trade Monday for mothers if you can. Be off on Monday, too. Mostly sunny, 68. Tuesday, slight chance of showers, 72 degrees. Pretty typical May forecast here, guys.
And Niz, I do have an update for you from the Old National Bank talk and text line, 855-616-1620. Kind birder from 414 says, we're getting all these birds because we're on the Mississippi Flyway. This person just saw an oriole today, and lots of these birds head towards Horican Marsh. So there you go.
Okay, yeah, I've been to Horican Marsh, and yes, there are a lot of birds there. That's for sure. But this just seems abnormally high. But I am not a bird expert, but I appreciate the insight. So that's great to know. Keep it coming.
He is a friend of the feather, though. He is Brian Disnansky, TMJ Ford Chief Meteorologist. Have a great weekend, Niz.
You too, guys. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yes,
Mothers.
yes, indeed. 5:45 on WTMJ. The Week in Review carries us home.
Brewers fans, it's me, Dom Catronio, host of Brewers Extra Innings, here to tell you that you can now catch Brewers Extra Innings wherever you get your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, and of course, WTMJ.com and the WTMJ mobile app. Every stat, every storyline, and of course, highlights from the games this season following the Brewers all year long. Catch Brewers Extra Innings, presented by Fifth Third Bank, right here on the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
Hey, I'm Sandy Max of WTMJ here. Let's travel together. Come over the pond with me in October for a special vacation. It's called The Beatles and More, an England adventure. We're going to experience London landmarks from Abbey Road to Westminster Abbey, where King Charles III just got his crown, and also a special secret food tour to sample and sip our way through London's Borough Market and some very unique pubs. But this is the country where Beatlemania was born. We are going to immerse ourselves in the Fab Four's hometown of Liverpool. We're going to get exclusive private access to the Beatles Story Museum. We're even going to stay at a Beatles-themed hotel. And yes, we will visit the Cavern Club. Get a taste of the royal life with a Windsor Castle tour. Soak up history at Oxford University's campus and stroll through Shakespeare's birthplace, Stratford-upon-Avon. How about Stonehenge, the epic prehistoric rock formation? We're going to visit there. And also we're going to visit a village where Harry Potter movies have been filmed. Our travel expert, Steve Bertrand, he's going to ensure all the details are taken care of. We are going to relax and enjoy the trip of a lifetime together exploring England. Let me send you the colorful brochure. Just email me, sandy@WTMJ.com. That's SANDY @WTMJ.com. Look at it over the weekend and make that decision. Come join me. You can also call 847-606-6065.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and executive producer of a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs from Wharton, MIT, and Stanford share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, 1-800-578-3535. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. No credit card required. Call right now. 1-800-578-3535. That's 1-800-578-3535. Again, 1-800-578-3535.
Traffic is sponsored by Tehan Greenhouses in Oak Creek. Buy direct and local for all of your garden plants.
Mother's Day is Sunday. Get a beautiful hanging basket or flowering deck planter or a gift certificate for mom from Tehan Greenhouses. Support local and save. Buy direct from Tehan Greenhouses.
Final look at the roads, 5:49 on WTMJ. Debbie Lozica takes us home.
All right, finally back to normal on 41. North and southbound, no delays through that area, so we're in good shape. Eastbound still a little bit tight on 94 between about 84th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Southbound 43, seeing some delays from Silver Spring down past Capitol, and then on and off the brakes between Keefe and about North Avenue. And then southbound on the bypass, seeing some delays now from Oklahoma Avenue down and around the Hale interchange onto 894 eastbound. It should let up once you get past 92nd Street. I'm Debbie Lozica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Well, you heard Niz say it. Give you dodging some raindrops tonight, and the low should be around